think when you don't have another stun to put you back into position, it's not really worth it. Drone instead going to be used, and it seems like Camo has a decent idea that Yumpy is just around this corner. Waiting patiently, maybe not. In fact, pushing into the smoke. The second one, wow, that's a little bit of luck that has got a very long way. A headshot.
Karaşahin ne diyorsun oğlum?
Leaving just two standing. I don't really see a way back into this one.
Tarık mı yazdı chat'e?
Dink is only going to make things that little bit worse for Kiko. In fact, it will be flawless. A very clean Guardians, maybe some Bulldogs or maybe some light shields. But I think realizing, okay, good chance opponents have gone for an outlaw. Let's not risk it and let's try something a bit cheeky.
Already up
close.
It's a bit of a risky play.
Helal lan Saşı, olsun güzel. Yapacak bir şey yok abi, 2 kişi geldi.
Barrier mesh blocking off Hobbit. And now having to break off the
çok güzel oğlum.
Dikkat,
bir tane daha var. Helal Lev. Helal oğlum. Net Kamil'i kaldı. Helal oğlum. Tertemiz.
Yeah, but Waylay can get directly onto the site, and there you go. That's what I was talking about with those additional dashes. Now the spike has been dropped. The main thing against Liquid at this point is that time. The problem though is Nats has already sort of bought them enough to get into the site. Not really anything that they can do other than maybe trying to utilize that overdrive. And there goes Levin. 14 seconds left for them to get the spike in. He can just try and be disruptive, but Kiko has done exactly what was necessary, clearing towards that waterfall. And even though the time ended up becoming quite dangerous, they should close this round without too much trouble.
In the hopes of stopping and slowing that play, and Team Liquid aren't even going there. They're looking elsewhere. This deadlock gold thrown through on the B side.
Oh, not yet.
Atma oraya.
Where's it going?
Gambled wrong.
He's going for the rebound.
Nice lan Magnum.
Time that's taken. Magnum has done an incredible job.
Helal oğlum. Helal.
Paditech will take him down, but the damage is done. Magnum's quick rotation back to B after starting on the C side.
Böyle bir round lazımdı.
Very quickly turned the tide. Okay, the drone's gone the wrong way. That's about all that Paddy can hope for. On 1 versus 4, an ace needed, half HP. He's not even getting past these sensors is always going to be difficult to see if the pace can work out already.
Tamam.
They're trying to utilize those salvos to create a more disjointed push. And well, I don't know how Nats was that confident in the position of Profit, but he was correct. Young Social
Vallahi doable.
I brought this back into the realms of possibility. Bear in mind, Nats and Paddy are incredibly low on HP. And Paditech peaks and wins the fight. I thought for sure a single bullet would have been enough to take him down. Yumpy's going to walk right back into the firing line. And although normally BBL are good for a pistol, the one they probably needed if
he can spot one, but he can't quite follow up on the pick. The thing is, he's delayed the plant. He's allowed the rotations to come in. Paranoia is good, but there's a player further back.
Nice lan.
Takes a
Lan
shot
ne
to the
nice
head, but the
amına
wall
koyayım.
protects him.
Helal oğlum, helal lan.
Stepping up for the double though, that must pull them across the line.
Beynim yandı
The
ya.
3 picks they
Nets'ten
just
açmadım
found.
amına
The
koyayım.
low HP onto Paditech. Serial would have to have a lights out performance in this round. Short of any big mistakes from BBL, this one surely locked in.
Unuttum atak defans değiştiğini.
trying desperately.
Lan ne oldu?
Find a kill or two. Okay, Magnum's gone down to the salvos. That will make things at least a little bit more costly. Chances around victory are slim to none. And while for Paditech, he might even want to just wait until the last second and just grab that rifle and run. Well, they've got off to a strong start here. Armageddon available as well for
Serial'ın ultisi var abi.
For the post plant could be huge. They're going to try and use the annihilation.
Nice Profek, önemli kill. Onu vur. Nice oğlum Lem. Kırın lan şunu, kakunu kırın. Kırıldı da. Nice Magnum. Çok iyi lan Profek. 2v1.
Paditech to try and fight this one back.
Nice. Eko çaldık. Güzel.
All this A posturing was just a ruse. It hasn't dragged them out though. There's still 3 players close by.
Ulti atacak.
4 in fact.
Ready, raring to go. And then the bigger thing is Paditech already having that Armageddon online. Instead, it's not going to be utilized first. It's
Güzel
going to be
ulti.
utilized in
Helal
combination,
Soşe.
leaving this attack side completely trapped and trying to scurry away. Even still, though, it's only been the one kill. They managed to avoid that utility well, and Yuppie
Çok
has
iyisin
stepped
oğlum
up when
Yuppie.
needed. Already finding a double in this round. And
Önemli,
Kiko,
önemli, önemli. Vermeyin, satmayın,
he
satmayın.
needs to pull off something here.
3
Good
ve
work
2.
from him and Serial to combine the util and get a kill, but there's still 3 more to find.
Yapma.
Armageddon, the only thing that stepped up for Team Liquid
Yampi'nin
until
bir canı
Kiko
var
got to
abi.
the site. Low HP on a player on each side. It's
Nice
a fairly
oğlum.
even battle, but Profek quickly
Çıkma, çıkma.
dismisses one from the
Ne
duel.
oluyor?
It's Kiko left to do it all. A
Süre,
four-piece
süre,
pickup.
süre.
To defuse the
Helal
time
lan sana
against him,
Profek.
and so is Profek.
For the
And
side of Liquid, it has been battered and bruised at the worst possible time. An Outlaw even purchased up for Levin, which, hey, he hasn't been having the best games, but when they've put this in his hands versus Pistols, he's been pretty good.
Yapma.
Padatek's done well, though, but again, the trade this time is immediate.
what do they do with this though? It doesn't look like they're planting on B. It doesn't look like they're gonna
Abi,
keep
Nets'e
that
gidiyoruz.
control. It's a deep push into the spawn, a wrap around and into the
Abi.
waiting arms of Nazis. Found himself one with the tag on the
Abi,
cam, but it's
Magnum
not the
ölecek.
weapon for spamming really.
Nice lan Magnum.
Tries to get close,
Olsun,
but
güzel.
gets caught. Luckily they'll
Ama
trade
silah
out
aldılar.
Magnum. I don't know how many
gonna go
players
back
he saw
again.
there, but I think he got
Aynen öyle,
quite a
abi,
bit
bomboş.
of info. And the wrap around from Team Liquid
Levin
is a
dikkat,
response
Levin
to
dikkat,
that. They
bakarlar.
want to get ahead of this, looking the wrong way, and Levin spots them.
Oh, it makes me nervous. It
Abi
feels like
sakın,
BBL maybe
sakın, bu round
overlooking things a little
önemli.
bit versus a low buy. They had the B side, didn't want it.
Oy,
The C
Yampi
side,
çok iyi oğlum.
But I guess it doesn't matter.
Güzel, 2v1.
When Raziel runs through a smoke
Çok
versus two
önemliydi o
quick
ikinci
players
kill.
and takes 2 of them down. Sometimes that is all you
Müthiş
need.
inisiyatif ya.
Profek waiting as Kiko looks to try and make some sort of play, looks to try and bait them into a fight, but it is all too
Aferin
easy
Yampi
for
lan.
Levin. BBL, they have taken them. BBL with a chance to take map number 1, their
Fail.
opponent's choice in the
Stunlı.
series. Something they did last time around,
Abi.
but in slightly different fashion. It was a dominant performance.
Buraya
on
oynuyoruz.
split.
Oraya ulti attı. Abi
After
yakaladı
losing their own
Levni ya.
choice, that has caught out Levin though.
Ya niye B site'ı vurmadık abi?
No one even remotely close. Levin was in such an aggressive spot with the rest of the team, not really anywhere near. Now they do have a rolling thunder of their own, but it seems like the plan instead is for Magnum to take
Tamam.
some additional contact.
Aa dur bakayım.
Definitely getting a little bit further than expected. Already spotting out a
Solda,
freebie
solda,
onto
biliyor.
Serial, and that will reveal where Camo is. Still stunned up in the
Yapma,
corner, but he's
yapma.
unstunned as they
Tamam.
go to peak.
3 ve 3.
Magnum again though. Will keep
Biliyorduk
this
da
in their
infosunu
favor.
ya.
Back into a 3v3.
Show me an ult that doesn't hit Levin. And if you do, it's only because he was dead already. Magnum.
Aferin lan.
That's an
Aferin lan Magnum.
very audacious position.
2v1.
But he gets exactly what he needs from it. I cannot believe that BBL have made this comeback. A 2 versus 1. Padatek, the only man standing. 10 bullets. 2
Nice.
opponents to drop, and he won't even get close. 13 to
Çok
11.
iyi be.
What
From
an
BBL is to just sit and wait. But this is quite a
Kamoya dikkat, kamoya dikkat, kamoya dikkat. Abi off angle, off angle. Bir can. Tamam, çok güzel trade. Çok güzel trade. Problem yok.
For now though, it's an early pick off for either side. And with that, Killjoy being down on the attack, there's a lot of the time will cause issues in terms of how much space is able to be taken by that defensive side in rounds like this. So
A
for
döndük.
now, you can see the setup is ready and available over on A for Serial if need be. And for Liquid, the rest of the players just putting some pressure around mid, but it does seem like Levin is about to try and execute in onto the site. Serial has, however, just given it up.
That's a nice passive play, and it's
Yemedi.
necessary with so much presence on the other side of the
Profek
map.
öldü.
Padatek
Serial
and
Yampi'yi
Serial
öldürdü.
picking up kills. That's a nano
Yumurtayla.
swarm. And at this point, okay, BBL, they almost need to play aggressive.
Double 2v4.
Try to pick someone
Soşi
off. I
Levin
like
ikilisi.
that attempt. The sheriffs on the ranged fight, but the shots don't land. Sociable sends the salvos, but the players are already through.
Nice oğlum.
Wrapping around the back.
Ah, bir
Social
tane daha
wants to deal with
çıksa.
them, and he only grabs the one. A big play needed by Levin.
Body shot ölüyor.
96 HP. pretty healthy. And everyone else just one shot to the body.
Nice oğlum.
There's the first.
Çözüyor.
The defuse up top, steps down below. He's got all the info. The shot though, it's not landing. He's running out of bullets, and he's running out of...
Drone being sent through just to make sure that there hasn't been too much ground lost by the attack side. But this is the problem of those sort of rounds, is any of those weaker weapons have somewhat been traded out. And now Liquid get to come in with nigh on a full buy with an ultimate available.
Helal lan Profek.
That's a huge first pick.
Güzel entry.
His goal in these scenarios is normally just to try and stay alive. Serial on
İyi
the edge
durdu.
of the utility. He might be able to drop the planter. No, not quite.
Aiming a little bit too high. Now the lockdown comes into play. This is going to buy them a lot of time. Serial
Abi bait'e
just
bak.
tapping to draw them into the open. I love that. I think he'll make it out as well. No, 0 players detained. No detained for them. And the pick back. The advantage no longer in BBL's favor. The
Yapma bir
battle
tane daha ya.
goes their way to start with. The Cove online.
Çözer.
Fade. And here's the start of the
Çözemez.
tap.
Çok iyi be.
Close and oh my.
Try and be a little bit cheeky around mid, and although the high tide will
Buraya
make
dikkat,
things a
buraya
bit
dikkat.
more awkward, the plant has gone down in response. And while Sociable just looking to take this into his own hands again, gone down in an aggressive position. That's a chance for a rifle to be found, and it has been
Lavuk
claimed.
geldi ha. Çok iyi Yampi, bravo, güzel yardım oğlum.
Is there to trade. That's what we're looking for as well. Not just players
Bravo.
isolated in fights, but big swings together. Sure, Serial dropped is a trade. It's making it costly
Silah mı aldı o?
somewhat for BBL as they lose a few weapons, but
Dilenme ya, hadi
players
ya.
left alive, and it's how quickly they're being pulled back into it. How you're not just seeing one player swing.
Çok güzel oğlum Yampi,
That's
bravo.
what we like to see. Even though they take the win here, he's feeling confident. He's got the outlaw buy coming into this round. He's getting aggressive. Already, I think he's tagged people through the wall. It's not quite as much damage.
Nice.
Damage as
Çok
it could
iyi.
be, and now they could have a
Dikkat
bit of
dikkat
trouble
dikkat. Tamam,
with that
sıkıntı
pit
yok.
up. But the
Problem
spike
yok.
is out of there. All 4 players
Beraber.
safely outside the pit, and
Trade'li.
they can just rotate.
Plant'i alamadık.
Need to pressure into this. It's probably one of the few ways that this round can actually slip away
Nereden
from
çıktı
them.
bu net ultisi
And with
ya?
how much time is left.
Bak ne yapıyor bak. Bak ne yapıyor bak.
Maybe for the salvos to come back. They're going to try and bait somebody to sort of run through. They kind of have.
Çok güzel, bravo. Zaman var, acele yok.
That's another dropped. Kiko on.
Çok güzel oğlum. Net. Abi silah aldı. Alamadı. Oğlum hadi lan. Aha silah yok. Nereye gitti oğlum silah? Al. Levin hadi oğlum bir enter lan.
BBL decide to go aggressive, and the answer is of course yes. Levin deep into the spawn, but Serial cuts them in two. Now leaves Levin a little more isolated. On the cross back, he's been spotted already, and there's so many players ready to pounce. The rewrap from Camo.
Kaçırdı.
He's got himself that snowman position covered.
Yapma be.
In a box will be dealt with by Serial. Now a 2v3.
2v3.
No utility on that spike. The spam needed to break that cove yet again.
Çözmüyor.
If the defuse is underway, having to swing in to check his Magnum and
Nice
Serial
lan.
close to the ace. It's damn good enough as another round goes to Team Liquid.
Yeah, it got a little bit close. Hyper wall placage doesn't actually mean too much. You can have those same walls in play, and already Levin ahead of everything has gone down. Magnum also going to be desperately low. Nat's looking to almost take this one into his own hands, but
Allah'ım pistol roundlar ya. Yok olsun ya.
Putting another on the body pile and leaving just 3 standing for the side of BBL. That pistol stat dropping by the seconds.
Well, let's see. It's still a 3v5. You can't count them out just yet. But maybe you can now. Down to 4v2. Time ticking away.
Profek.
Oh, it's a quad! An ace! Just around the corner! Maybe you can count them out. A mix buy and then had to fight back in the 4th. This time they won't let it get so far out of control, as they're right back to the rifles already.
Yeah, they've definitely shown that they can make it work in these rifle rounds. It's not the prettiest of starts. In fact, and Levin trying to capitalize off it. In fact, Yumpy's low as well. They're already on their last legs, and we're only in the first 10 seconds of the round.
Ne olur ki öl. Abi.
Ascent coming up next. We'll see. Prophet is going to try and be a hero, but oh, that's bleak. He had a Viper's Pit in play, tried to be the hero, and instead has been dropped. And with the lockdown in play, nobody can even really react to this. It will be the site taken by Liquid with a man advantage. And while Viper's Pit of their own, and it's not getting any better.
No, it is not. The uphill battles just become a vertical climb. As now the 5 versus 3 against the pit, against the clock, and against Camo first. He will not find it. Updraft distracts him. They're able to convert. But the round will be a different story. The step out by Patatek. The confidence running sky high. Their defense, surprisingly though, did struggle considering the sentinels that they brought to bear. And I wonder if we will see the same thing. For now though, starting on the attack will be Team Liquid.
It's very interesting. You've got your lurker being your controller player, and then your double senti looking to lead the way. Levin, Prophet trying to hold the line. Kiko has been spotted, but the site has been lost. That is already the full defense on that site dissipating. And while Magnum is looking to try and get into position, but this is the problem.
Abi 15 canlı bir kill almasın. Ne olur ya. Ne olur ya. Ne olur ya.
It could be very difficult to hold that B site, and that seems to be something that Liquid want to press down on.
Close here,
nice.
Magnum, big swing. He's got Panatek
2v1 2v1 çok uzak. Oyna, canı az.
Very late rotation as
az canı. Ne olur ya.
And he's done quite a lot. He's bought enough time. He's done enough damage.
Nice lan Yampi. Aferin oğlum lan. Çok iyi, çok iyi.
Now it's BBL's chance to show us they've got that same
güzel entry 5v4
play style. That rifle still being approached on. There's no turning in the other direction. In fact, they're going to fully commit. Team Liquid sending an ult through. Prophet has got a space behind this box. Magnum's picked up one on the walk through, and they can swing together, but they'll fall together. Bladestorm looking to recover, but it's blocked out by the door closed, and Yampi falls to a shot in the back. Oh, this one, it looked doable at multiple points, but now
towards him. And
I don't know
how he got shot in the back there when we switched to his POV.
Benim, hadi oğlum lan yaparsın da oğlum. Yaparsın ya.
It must just be timing.
It seems like an error. And now for Levin, he's got the blades.
Evet.
But just look at the position of Nats. The whole ball from Nats. He's playing off angles.
Nice lan. Helal olsun lan sana çocuk.
Very well played, and that is a breath of life into this.
Geldi. Oy Lev. Trade aldılar. Soshi bravo oğlum. Soshi de trade.
This is 2 picks now for BBL. Although they lose Levin.
Onu vurun artık. Nice. Güzel. Çok güzel Soshi. Bir can. Bir.
Everything brought to bear on mid, a big crunch.
Take the steps back of Magnum to set Levin up. Well, the serial already
çok iyi. Kurtar çocuğu kurtar. Abi Nets orada. Nets orada. Ya abicim yapmayın ya. Dur bomba bizde. Oğlum ne yapıyor bunlar? Ha bombayı alacak. Görmedim o momentiyi görmedim. Soshi çok iyi gelmiş. Abi hadi. Evet güzel. 2v1 oğlum. Keko dur lan yapma lan. Levine de oğlum. Tamam problem yok.
There's a man watching, waiting, and that man has not been missing in this round. Can Kiko find a gap? Yes he can. That's
abi niye sağa yürüdük ya? Ya niye sağa yürüdük abi?
Could be fairly important.
Çok iyi lan. Çok iyi setup lan. Bravo oğlum. Bravo lan Yampi. Vur lan. Tamam sakin. 7-5 çok iyi. At smoke. Tek smoke girdik. Helal Magnum. Çok güzel kill. 4v4. Evet oğlum bir de kaçtık. Çok iyi. Magnum'u bekleyecekler. Magnum'u isteyecekler. Magnum geldiler oğlum. Evet. Evet. Magnum'un çok farkındalar. Ama sıkıntı yok. 2 kişi kilitledi Magnum. Bir tane vur. Nice oğlum Magnum lan. Onu da vur lan. Vur lan onu da. Ah, güzel. Çok iyi lan Magnum. Martin var ya, I love you so much ya. Vermeyin ama buradan vermeyin kanka. Bravo. Bir şey yok ya. Direkt Lower'ı düşürmenin bir anlamı yok yani. Double elimination turnuva zaten. Elenme yok şu anda.
It's like a bull hitting the train. It's not pretty. You don't want to look, but you can't look away.
Bravo, çok iyi entry. Tam öldü hem de. Bravo Soshi. Yavaş. Helal lan size. 4v1 çok iyi. İşte bu lazımdı bize. Çok güzel Lev. Bravo. Oğlum Lev'in bıçakları mı ya? Makara.
Found its value, a much more direct attempt, moving away from the B site take, which hadn't been working for them. The fact is, though, as you mentioned, there is still going to be a purchase here, so it's a big round for BBL to win. But now they need to actually try and convert off the back of it, as the last few, it's only been individual rounds that have gone their way.
And you know what I've just noticed? Serial actually has his ultimate.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now that, I believe this is the first round he's had that available.
Operatör. İyi flash.
Hasn't had the opportunity to use it just yet, and he might not. The short hold looking good. Salvos go in.
Abi bir tane daha almasın ya. Oğlum salsak ölecekti zaten lan.
Well handled. 4 versus 3.
Çok iyi.
Gone walkabouts. He's looking for the pick. And he very nearly got the opportunity there.
Profek ölmemesi lazım.
Bladestorm popped. Still Profek around this position, but he thinks he's being pressured.
Vur onu, nice. Vuramayacak diye çok korktum. 2v1. Ultisi var.
The man with the annihilation online, and if anything, it seems like an ideal time to try.
Nice oğlum. Bravo, ultiyi de harcadı. Ne yaptı oğlum o? Oğlum spoiler mı aldınız bak?
Often it's worked out in BBL's favor. Mainly some good knives landing by Yumpy, deleting that util. I like this double bait though. Liquid.
Hani ya?
With a player on either side, Kiko has the paranoia as well. Profek try as he might.
Helal Yumpy lan.
There is no escape from
3v3.
But Yumpy does well to keep the numbers even. And the ult now online. That's going to get rid of the util, but they can't get rid of the players.
Yeah, Sociable goes running through the smoke. I guess expecting it to be more clear than he is. Nice shots at least from Magnum, but it's now left all onto the IGL playing against his old squad. His position will have been noted for a fair amount of time based on the ultimate giving it away. He's instead going to cross in towards the site. The Armageddon online if needs be. Drone instead going to be sent through. Maybe gonna utilize it because it is the last round.
Yapar.
And that's gonna force Yumpy forward.
Yapar. Nice.
We're seeing him play. This is a direct shutdown of any attempt to move towards the C site. B is wide open, completely empty, and that means the stack up is exactly where BBL are going. They've lost 3 to Serial alone, and now no ground, nothing to fall back on, no information. They have to hope for a godlike pistol round. And I mean, Profek's been pretty reliable in them.
Well, they're really going to need him to be. That will help. A swing from Padatek looking for information. That has definitely not gone his way. The push-up, though, from Nats is reclaiming a lot of that space. It's giving his teammates the information that, okay, they are slowly making their way towards this side of the map, and I don't know if there's going to be anybody quick enough to react to stop him from getting this kill. Very easy stuff, and for Profek, 35 seconds left on the clock. I think the only real decision he has here, try and fight Nats and find a gap. Otherwise,
oğlum pistol alıyoruz. Yok. Ne oldu gene kanka ya?
From our perspective, as Nats has played it really smart, just backing off. And now he'll be more than ready for this. Is this going to be a tap? Oh, well, there's not even a chance for it. They're
Ya full bonus oynuyorlar. Bu roundu temiz almamız lazım ve B'ye giriyoruz. Hoşuma gitmedi. Abi double door. Hayır. Tamam bir tane. Güzel drone. Çok güzel oğlum, bravo. Bravo. Nets yakın. Helal lan sana lane. İkiler. Çok güzel lan. Güzel. Sıkıntı yok. Çok iyi. 4v1 bir can. Dilenme. Aynen kanka, hadi. Lane'in bıçakları derim.
And in the one round where it came close, they still won out the clutch.
That is an interesting smoke. It's mostly just in a wall. I don't know if there's like a tiny gap that could maybe help dodge something, or if it's
hide
just
from the
completely
reveal.
missed.
Yeah, I think it's an anti-reveal one.
It's such a tiny gap in the wall though. Oh well. Nats, he is spotted.
Oh, çok iyi.
Well, it seemed that way, but he kind of saw
C'ye girdik. Çok iyi.
to death if that was the
Aa,
case.
ne yapıyor Soshi?
Camo's now trying to work out where he's safe to go. That wasn't the answer, but he
Tamam,
still
trade
wants to
geldi.
fight.
Tamam,
And
sıkıntı
this
yok.
blade storm
Ay,
weapons
bu
has
çocuğun
been
bıçakları
released.
ya.
We want to see this man playing the jet. It might be because
Abi lane jeti ya. İnanılmaz oynuyor herif bıçakları.
But it's also because you put those knives in his hands, and most of the time you're getting around.
Nicely handled.
Abi nazar değmesin de ya demeyeceğim ya. Demeyeceğim, çok iyi abi.
Okay, but every little helps at this point. Are you going to be able to win the round? No. But he might be able to make it more costly. And that's a risk that perhaps he's willing to take, because certainly this isn't the most passive.
Lane'e orb kasmaca mı ya sürekli?
Here's the steps. They're on the way. This is his chance to set them up for success and come in.
Bak dönüp onu da vurdu.
And the push up. Kiko. So much space taken, and it's not even needed as Patatek's the one to put Magnum to
Kafayı
bed.
yiyeceğim ya.
Hunter's Fury put onto Serial. It looked like there was an attempted.
Sol platform bakılacak değil mi? Platform bakılacak mı?
Camo at the back of the site. That's the spike down at the back of it as well. That is a bit of an error. With how far forward that player has gone, and Mark Sociable finds himself in the exact same position as before. Paranoia to leave him completely blind, but unlike most people, he has decided to push forward off of it. That dart is into that defensive side, but it's been the attack that has really been what shines bright for BBL. Levin looking to try and lead the charge. A nice
Nets
start to
oynuyor
help him
yalnız.
out, but Nats is there in
Şunu vur,
response.
şunu vur.
He is completely blinded though, and that will be an easy pick for Yumpy. There's still a couple of players looking to go back in, but the aftershock should deny, and Kiko adds
İyi
a
lan,
little
iyi
bit
damage,
more than
iyi
a
damage'lar.
tickle.
Çok güzel.
Alright, it looks like BBL are back in the game. Profex picked up on the camo.
Back in the game. Back in the business.
Retake.
Hadi.
Playing that aggressive stance. Ready to swing from two different angles.
Bravo Magnum.
Active sociable.
On Icebox with 4 kills of his own, but for now
Oh.
at least it's going to be
Yedik
that
mi?
pacey hit towards the B site. Magnum is waiting.
Abi headshot ya.
Well, he hits the right click, but it is
Oğlum ağa geldiler.
this time. The remaining players are
Aa çok iyi. Çok iyi lan, helal lan size. Bu.
They have walked into a 3-man crossfire.
Bu.
Had the B side, they had a 2-man advantage.
Nats is going back. I mean, you're playing against Nats. He's going to expect you to come behind, of course. His read on this is perfect, but his HP not good enough to fight.
Nice oğlum. One more.
A second player spotted. The smoke saves.
Çok iyi lan.
The cloud burst
Hadi.
through that fight. And now with the
Aa
recovered
gittiler.
weapon, they've got the man
Tamam
advantage to work with. Double double
4
on
ve
one
3.
side of B.
Silahlarımız da var.
Camo's left behind.
Dikkat buraya,
His
dikkat
job
buraya oğlum.
to equalize and get out of there. Go down. The numbers still
Bura
favoring
önemli,
BBL.
bura önemli, bura önemli. O ne oğlum, nereye aldı? CT'yi aldı herif. Bekle, CT oynama, bekle. Bura oynasın. Bura dikkat oğlum.
Serial should be well aware. Camo's now switched his gaze to
Dash
sort
yok
of
mu?
give up that extra
Nice.
angle, And keep
Nice!
them well
Yampi.
behind, but Yampi is
Bir can.
flying,
Bir can herif.
leaving just one man standing, 28
Nice!
onto that
Nice!
spike, and Levin is so
Çok güzel be.
face off against, don't want to overextend.
Gördü
And it
galiba
seems
ya.
like they've already got the information on Levin's position. We've seen
Gördü
him
ya
play
abi, gördü.
here before. The success is not
Görmüşler bir
massive, and
şekilde.
well, it's only going to be the one.
The main thing was the surprise
Yedi mi
factor.
yedi.
Prophet.
Çok güzel Magnum.
It's not really going to surprise them.
Yaşatma yaşatma bu.
Magnum spamming gets dropped
Beyler.
as well. This is, I mean, traded
Ananı.
out very efficiently so far
2 ve 2.
by Liquid. They're making a weak round look hyper
Bomba
competitive.
bizde. Sakin.
The spike is down in the
5
open
mermi
though,
lan.
and that's the one major downfall. Even getting into
Oy,
position to
Yampi.
reveal for Patatek, as it would have come back online soon, is
Çok güzel
not
stun.
easy, not possible as his head
Haha
is off.
Yampi. Geçiyor.
Serial Camo avoids it completely.
Helal lan Soshi.
Hunter's Fury
Abi
done well.
abi bu adam.
So managing to pick off
Oh.
Patty and almost baits in the fight. Okay, Levin has been lost on
İyi-
the other
iyi
side
ultime.
of things, and now the Rolling Thunder being used. They're trying to pad the
Yapma
gap.
yapma.
Somehow Serial gets to
Gidecek A'ya gidecek. Magnum.
I don't know how he's managed to just tap those remaining players. The reveal at least will give
Tamam,
away
tamam,
the game
Magnum
that they
geldi.
made it onto the other side of the map. Magnum even going to try and get
Çok
him
hızlı
the
geldi,
ball
çok
he
iyi
can.
geldi. Evet oğlum.
Got the close range weapon in hand and will be able to.
Oh oradan da bir de Magnum. Neler diyorsun sen ya?
Cam still there. They know
Gel bir de benim infomu al ya.
Trying to get this one to half. In fact, may even want to try and leave him convinced they're going.
Çöz ya çöz kanka çöz.
And just off
Çöz vuramaz o
the
çöz.
side. There's nothing
Evet.
about it. No chance to get that over the
Oğlum
line.
ne yaptı Magnum?
Tied completely in
Var mı
your
entry?
favor. When Nats has that control. Now they'll go for a direct play. Straight into the site. Hunter's Fury chasing them
Güzel.
down. Camo's going to be stunned, but he's safe in the corner for now. Profek
Onu vur.
staying alive, and Camo's good for one. Profek's being hunted down, shock darts and everything. Camo just needed one shot as he slid in.
Nice Soshi.
Hunter's Fury
Vur onu nice.
finds
3
one,
ve 2
and
sakin.
Yumpy finds one. The advantage is theirs, but the pit is down, and it's blocking off their way back in. Walking out through garage seems like the best option. Going through that
Markladı.
is dangerous.
Markladı. Evet.
They've seen where Nats is. They've dropped him. They've dropped the pit. And the
Gördük. Nice lan Yampi. Çok iyi. Bravo bravo Soshi. O mark var ya çok önemliydi ya. Drone markı.
As of right now, it seems like
Lame.
Liquid are kind of tunnel visioned in. I don't know what it is they've seen that makes them confident.
O ne? Şuna bak Patitekin ya. Nice Yampi. Bir kişi 3 ve 1. Magnum koş.
Spike dropped. He does have
Nice.
It's going to be impossible.
Nice.
Yumpy makes sure of it.
Bir round.
12th round, another chance at a
Bir round.
victory in the Thunder going to be utilized as they'll try and get back into the site. Shock darts being thrown through. Nats is the first to fall. Close in the corner is one. As the drone
Nice oğlum.
revealed, but
5
now
ve
Cameron's
3.
been dealt with as well. That's the close range player already gone from action.
Ne olur o tarz şeyler yaşanmasın ne olur.
On their first victory and qualification to EWC. It comes down to this. Panatek with a start. Kiko's doing well to try and hold.
Piklemek zorunda. Piklemek zorunda.
Slow them down as much as
Nice.
possible.
Nice.
Not
Bu.
slow them enough.
Bu. İntikam. İntikam.
The best of 5 and they'll be making their way to Riyadh.
Yallah Lovra.
History for BBL as they claim